this thing on?
Yay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of Fangirlz Assemble, where we talk about all things comics. And, the show today is brought to you by InStockTrades.com, where you can get up to 42% off on all collected editions from all different publishers, DC, Marvel, IDW, Dark Horse. And you can also get like free shipping up to $50, above $50 in the United States. But yeah, and then they also run a bunch of damage sales, so you can get up to currently I think they have a couple of image trades that are for 99 cents to $2.99. And so go to InStockTrades.com for all your collected edition needs. And oh my god, I think Maddie is joining us all the way from Japan.
Hey,
I
don't have that much time, but I figured I'd check in.
Yeah, and then you were like this. We have to be like this to see. Oh, there you go.
There she goes.
Well, my phone won't do the thing where it does the actual horizontal mode now, so I guess we'll just do it like this. Sorry, guys.
Wow. Thank you for joining us, Maddie. Tell us where you were at.
So I am in Hiroshima. I'm actually outside of Hiroshima Castle right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, so today we took a bullet train into Hiroshima from Osaka, and we're meeting up with some friends and gonna go see the Ghibli art thing at a museum here.
Uh-huh.
So if you watch Totoro or Howl's Moving Castle or any of those, they have a big art installation. So
that sounds amazing.
It's pretty nice.
that is amazing. What time is it over there right now?
It is 9:03 a.m.
Things are weird over there. So are you enjoying your time so far? Did you see anything cool?
It's been really nice. We've had a really good time, a lot of shopping, a lot of walking. I walked 10 miles yesterday.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
It was awful. A lot of buying stuff and doing stuff. I was looking for comic books. I haven't made it to a comic book store yet, but I've seen some in stores. But it's all all the ones in Japanese are trade. I was like, man, it's too big and expensive to bring back as a souvenir.
Okay.
So, but I did find Osaka has special Spider-Man souvenirs.
Ooh.
So there's keychains and hand cloths of Spider-Man eating takoyaki, which is a local food, local snack. So I got some of that.
That sounds really cute. Funny.
And there's a bunch of Marvel Avengers cute keychain stuff out now. But so yeah. But I haven't seen much else besides that as far as a comic related, but it's been really nice.
Yeah, you've been there before, right? You did your study abroad in Japan, so it's kind of a going back to meeting friends and everything.
Yeah, and that's basically why I usually come back. It's just sort of every couple of years I come back and I meet some friends who teach English here. It's otherwise I would never see them. So I have a friend I saw yesterday that's lived here for 5 years now since college was over. But it's been nice. So I don't know what it looks like on camera. I only see a little bitty me on the screen. So it's just sun in the way.
You had a cool lens flare there for a while.
Yeah, you did. I thought that the Japan gets you a certain glow about you.
Yeah, that's right here, my halo.
Yeah, your halo. So what's the you're gonna be there until next Saturday, or?
Yeah, so I'll be back in time for the next show. So I'll have a lot more to talk about then, and
you'll be able to show us all your souvenirs.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Guys, I will gladly do that. Next week can be Maddie's haul from Japan.
Yes, because you've been doing a buying ban for so long, so you totally earned it.
Did you buy all the things because of that?
So much stuff.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's the best, because when I went to Japan I visited there last year. I didn't get to go anywhere, anywhere with a fancy things. My sister went to all this dress and food place, and I'm like, I don't like this.
I'm so sorry.
But it's okay. We're just gonna talk about Roy Harper this episode.
Yeah, this episode while I'm gone, apparently they're all just gonna like shit on all my favorite characters. So thanks.
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna talk about Roy Harper and Wonder Woman. That's what. No, we're not gonna shit on Wonder Woman. We can't. Like we're not
against the rules.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's against the rules to do that. But we're gonna be talking about Roy Harper. Like just. Maddie's not here, guys. Let's talk about it.
Do what you gotta do. All right. Well, I'm gonna get back to.
Yeah, you back to your vacation. But thank you for stopping by. That was amazing. We
Yeah,
weren't
have a
sure
great
if
time.
Yeah,
you'd
I'll see you
be.
guys next week.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was really fun. We were not planning on that. Like she said that she might be able to, but we weren't sure when she would be. So that was really fun that she kind of now you get to see like Fangirlz Assemble has gone global.
Yeah. It looks so pretty there. I'm jealous.
Like, and the thing is that I really want to go there once there's a cherry blossom happens. That's usually in the May time frame, but it's super expensive around that time because everyone wants to go there during that time.
This is so pretty.
It is.
Yeah. That's fun.
So, all right. So that was. Did I say everything I needed to say about in-stock trades?
They're amazing. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, they are.
This is the last day of the damages sale. Everything's 70% off. That's damages. So check it out because there's a lot of good stuff in there.
Right. And that's instocktrades.com. You can find the links down below. So you can, but if not, it's instocktrades.com. All right. So, Kristen, what have you been up to this week?
Let's talk about what we read because I didn't read tons. But what I did read was good.
Yeah, and then there was another one that you wanted to you're not sure about how to talk about.
I'll talk about that last. But
so get us going. What you read?
I mentioned this to you briefly, and I'm showing it on my iPad because I read it on Hoopla, so I don't know how this is going to look. Can you tell? Can you see it?
Ooh, Sheets.
But it's called Sheets. It's probably aimed at like teens because it's about a teen. But I'll say I read this and then I told Reed he has to read this. So he read it and he's like, I feel like as a teen, this would be good to read and you get something out of it. But reading it as an adult, there's like so many like deep elements that I feel like it feels different because you'll remember that time in your life. And then there's all this sadness. It's like sad, but it's really good. It's about this girl and she works at a laundromat. This is a girl. And her mother recently died and her dad's just like so upset and depressed and just can't handle anything. So she's pretty much running this whole business herself. But she's also dealing with going to school and all the laundromat customers who are terrible. Like this guy's awful, right? And he wants to buy the business and sabotage the business and all this stuff happens. And the reason it's called Sheets, this isn't really a spoiler because it happens. There's this whole other like realm of universe where these spirits exist and they have sheets over them like this and they're all dead. And somehow this dead child comes through into the realm of reality that she's in, the human world. And then all this stuff happens.
This is very complicated. I'm just surprised that they didn't manage to make those people look too much like KKK. Like,
it's just, it just looks like a kid on Halloween. I didn't really get that from it. Now you're making it complicated.
There was one of them. In the other one, they had like a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. I promise it's not that. It's not that at all. But it's really deep and it's good, and you should check it out.
Yeah, because if I saw that panel only, then I'll be like, "What are the things Kristen's reading these days?" Kristen
It's not that at all. It's published by Lion Forge Comics, which I've never even heard of. Have you heard of them?
They do. Oh my God, I'm trying to Voltron comics. So Voltron, okay. I talked about like the Voltron, the TV show. So there is a comic with them, and they do that. It's right over there, and then they're like I think they're just very independent. Like it's still up and coming. Not a lot. I haven't heard anything much more from them. So, But
Yeah,
they
this
do.
was really hyped on Hoopla, and I just like the cover, so I just decided to blindly read it, and it's worth it. It's really good.
Who is it by?
Good question. Hold on. Come on, Hoopla. Brenna Thumler. I think it's her first thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is her first thing. First thing, you know. I think
Okay.
there's fantasy elements, and it's sad, but it's really good, and it ends really good. It's good. It's just good.
Okay.
Check it out.
So if it's in Hoopla, then that means you can read it for free.
Yep.
So yeah, so
That's
it's
what I
like
would recommend.
something to read. But the thing is, you were saying that as an adult, you get more out of it.
That's how I felt, like, because it is about like a 13-year-old girl, which I can relate to, because at one point I was a 13-year-old girl. But
True.
There's also all these like, with her dad and her mom dying, and like there's a lot of adults. Like it's really just this 13-year-old girl dealing with these laundromat customers, and then these ghost spirits, which are, the one was a child, but mostly she's dealing with a lot of adults who are like terrible. So like as an adult, you're like, oh, these people are the worst, and I know people like that. Like I feel like you just get something deeper out of it.
Yeah, I kind of like that though. I like the books where it's like it's targeted towards kids, but as an adult, you can get something out of it. So something that wasn't quite the case in one of the ones I recently read, Crystal Fighter.
But it's so shiny.
It's by Jen and Tyler Bartel. And yes, oh my God, look at that shiny ass, like, the cover is all, I don't know, what is it called? What's it called? It's not lithograph, is it?
Like holographic?
Yeah, holographic. So it has a holographic cover, and it's a very pretty art from Jen Bartel. It's very clear cut and then colorful. So it's kind of the way they describe it. It's Sailor Moon meets Street Fighter, because in this universe, reality, what is that thing called? I'm old, so hang on. I don't remember things much. It's oh my God, it's virtual reality. So VR is like the thing in this universe. Like, so this girl, she gets a thing called her name is Stella. She gets Crystal Fighter, the video game, like the virtual reality game, as a gift, but she wants something more like kick ass, like more tougher than that. And then, but once she gets into the game, she finds out that there's this hidden pocket where you can, be kick ass Fight Club scenario. So it's kind of like that's the premise of it. But if I were 13, I would have probably liked it, but I'm not. So it kind of is a little bit too childish. So at least for me. So I don't know, if you can probably read with your kids and stuff, like, any of the viewers, and then maybe you can get something more out of it. But for me, it was kind of a bit too happy-go-lucky. Everything's kind of tied in a bow, but it does have in the end it does sets up a sequel, so who knows where it's gonna go next. So that's probably it's kind of, there is a little bit of element of like, ooh, what's gonna happen next kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it for, if you like Punisher, you should
I feel like they're not the same audience, but maybe.
Yeah, it's not for the same audience.
There's someone out there.
Yeah, but
likes
maybe
both.
there is. I don't know. So yeah.
Can I see inside that some?
Yeah, sure. So
Okay.
there is that. There is
Yeah,
it
looks young.
Yeah, it is very young. I wasn't just super sure. Oh, this is a good, all the fight scenes and stuff like that. I wasn't quite happy with the paneling though, because there's some of them where it's a abundance of white left over, instead of just trying to mix and match it up. Like
she can use that space better.
Yeah, and then also this, look at this one over here.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So I think this started as a web comic, so probably the transfer didn't work. It's by Dark Horse, so I would assume they would have people to kind of fix it up a little bit cosmetically, but it has very pretty cover. So
Yeah.
look at it. Ooh, oh my god, look at this.
That's nice.
Ooh, yes. Yeah. So this was very quick read, but ultimately I wouldn't.
Well, as you know, we were both entranced by that cover, so I ordered it. I'll be getting it this week and hope.
I think like I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it's not for me.
You're saying if you were a 13-year-old girl, you would like it more.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like if it like it's written mostly for like preteens, like teens. And then there are some elements about like I think something that we can all connect for, like we're being told like something that's for this is only for girls versus this is for boys. There's a little bit of element of that as well, but it's a bit childish.
Well, speaking of childish,
yes.
I'm just going to briefly talk about this because we've kind of talked about it before, but the second volume of Cheese Sweet Adventures came out. And I know you don't care, Freya, it's fine. But it's about a little cat. It totally would be great for kids, but it is beloved throughout the world, really. She is. So it's very cute. It's just like the last one. It's just Cheese Adventures, and she's just a cute little kitten who doesn't know anything, and she's excited about everything, and it just it makes you feel good. So I read that.
Is that like would you compare that to Madame Cat?
No, I think they're very different. Like Madame Cat was great, and it's like 1 or 2 page. Here's just a little sarcastic situation. She is more like, I mean, she literally is a kitten who like doesn't understand things, but truly acts like a cat. I guess Madame Cat in that way, like also you're like, oh, that's a cat, and that's what a cat would do. Because she has moments of that. I think it's more cutesy. This is more cutesy than like sarcastic, which I felt like Madame Cat had a lot of sarcasm, which I loved.
Yeah. So like she was like a ball of sarcasm.
Yeah, which was great. So, but she's just always like, she's so happy. And even when she gets mad, she's happy like a second later, which, I have a cat like that. So I relate to that. But
so you would say that if you're a cat owner, you would relate to a lot of these things?
Yeah, or if you just like cute cat adventures. I mean, it's truly just like the cutest stories that a cat does. I mean, it's all just like fluff. It's just fluff.
Right.
So pretty good fluffy time. To jump into Chi because it's great.
So is that a manga or that's
I think technically it's a
chibi?
They call it, man, I forget where it originated. But I don't think it originated in Japan, but it was a different Asian country. Okay. And they call that something else, and I can't think of it right now. But that's why you can read it left to right.
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure. So it's not, it's in the manga section at stores. Like they're going to shelf it with manga. But
okay. So how many volumes? How many volumes of it?
This is only the second one. This is the second series that she is in. There's another one called Cheese Sweet Home, which everyone's heard of, which is a consistent story throughout the whole thing. There's 12 volumes, and that's really great. That's better than this. This is just kind of like little side adventures. So if you're really into Chi, which clearly I am, you want all of it. But Cheese Sweet Home is really good.
This is more of a spin-off of the original series.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
So everyone, like regular viewers, and Kristen knows about it too. I love stories about good-looking people. Mm-hmm. So I read a story.
You should word for word say what you said in the message.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna say it because it's okay. I might say it, but so I said to Kristen. I said not to Kristen, also to Maddie. So, but Maddie's busy gallivanting in Japan, so she probably not saw it. I said it's very difficult to concentrate on the story with a lady boner. I'm of course talking about Gambit by
of course
and Clayman. So. It's the story-wise, it's okay. It's a very aggressively okay, it's very okay story.
That's it. It's fine, but
listen to me. Just listen to me. Remy LeBeau, he's trying to figure out his, place in the universe. He's currently a teacher in X-Men school, but obviously he was born a thief, and he's not trying to. I'm actually kind of hybrid.
Oh no.
Anyway, but he's just trying to figure out like what's his purpose in life, because he craves excitement, and that comes from his thievery. I understand that. I mean, but what's very interesting is, due to very severe, very plot purpose reason, he's shirtless a lot, like a lot. Every opportunity he gets, look at it. 2 pages later, he's shirtless again, and then up again. But anyway, it's a very entertaining story with a very good-looking person. Like, he's really, really good-looking. And
I love how you were like, it's aggressively okay, and now you're like, it was very entertaining.
It was aggressively okay, very entertaining, with a very, very good-looking person trying to find.
I feel like those two don't go together, but okay.
Is it? No, I mean,
it was fine that you were entertained because he was naked. I get it. I hear you.
Yes. I mean, the thing is, like, and even someone actually points, like Wolverine later on in the story kind of points out, like, he's like, that man is shirtless at every opportunity he gets.
Which reminds me of Angel back in Buffy days.
Don't see.
Why do you not have a shirt on all the time?
Like, see, and the thing is, here is purely plot purpose, okay? So it's not, I mean, I'm sorry, guys. The plot required him to be shirtless. I mean,
I would find that distracting in a different way. I would be like, why? I would be bothered by it the whole time. Like, why? This doesn't make any sense. He's going to get hurt. He's going to get a flesh wound. He's going to start, like, he's going to get bullet holes in his chest, and he's going to get scratches and scars, and why?
He's fighting with his abs, Kristen. You don't understand.
Because now I'm interested. That would be interesting.
I don't know. It may have happened. I don't know much about the story.
You blacked out. You just looked at the pictures and you just kept flipping the pages. I got you.
I mean, come on. There's like, look at this. Look at this. There's a lady that's naked too, but who cares? But look at this. You begin.
I don't get it.
Shut up.
I don't get it.
You begin the story with, hang on, where's the story? Where does it begin? Oh, look at it. It begins with him taking a shower. Like,
why?
The story needs it. You need to contemplate in the shower, okay? And, it starts with him taking a shower. So, yeah.
So they knew their audience. They were like, this one's for people like Faria who just want to see him naked the whole time.
This is for people who appreciate the male form of abs. That's what it's for. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be ladies. Like, anyone.
Sure.
It can be anyone. And the thing is, like, with his eyes and everything, and I could hear him speak in his New Orleans tilt. And, he said, anytime he said Sherry, I'm like, tell me more. But that's what I read. Like, it's one of the, I was really entertained. It's a very okay, very entertaining book about a very good-looking man trying to find himself.
So 5 stars? Got it.
5 stars? No, I would say that it's like, 7 out of 10 for, story, but I would add the 3 back because how often the plot required him to be shirtless.
Yeah, okay.
So
got it.
Yes. All right, Kristen,
okay.
What else you read?
I vaguely mentioned this last week, but this was my pick of the week last week.
Oh,
Bad
yeah.
Machinery. It's volume 3 by John Allison, who does Giant Days and other wonderful things. This is a web series, so you can go online right now and read all of it if you want. But they also come out in these weird shaped books. Let me find a regular trade for you. We'll talk about this later. I mean, it's the weirdest shaped book, and it's very hard to shelve, but I do it. It's hard to hold, too.
Oh, you mean like this one over here?
Yeah, it's like just like that, except it's paperback, so it flops all weird. But I mean, you can hold it in your lap, and it's fine. Here's some art for you. John Allison also is the artist on it, which Giant Days he's not, and I love his art. I really like the simplicity, and it's nice. This is about a group of students in school, and they solve mysteries, and they're so British, and sometimes I don't understand what they're saying, so I have to read it again because I'm too American. But it's really fun, and that's all. It's just really fun, and there's mysteries, and it's just so funny. Like, his dialogue is always so funny. It's so funny in Giant Days. It's so funny in this. So anything he writes, I'm gonna read it.
Right. So is it like, compare it to Giant Days? Like, is it like more for younger? Because it looks like they're in high school.
Yeah, they're probably like, I think they are in high school, like maybe early high school, maybe even late middle school. But it's not like, I wouldn't say this is just for kids or anything, you know? Like, my friend Kyle Starks loves this.
Right.
So, and it's very, very entertaining. I'm just flipping through it. I should probably show people, but I'm just looking at it now. But yeah, Giant Days is more, they're in college, so it's more adult, I guess. But this is still really fun and worth everyone's time.
And who is it by? Like, who publishes it?
Oni, I think. Yeah, Oni Press.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're coming out with different editions that aren't so big and floppy and weirdly shaped, so they're smaller. I don't actually know what they look like because I don't have any. I have the weird floppy kind, but so if you don't like this weird shape, you can get them in not weird shapes now.
Oh, okay. And you said there's 3 volumes out so far.
There's 6. I'm only on volume 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then each of them is it like an original graphic novel format, or there's like a bunch of issues?
Well, it's a webcomic, so I guess he puts together a lot of them and prints them. I don't really know how many are in one, but it's all consistent stories. So, like, this is the case of The Simple Soul,
right?
And it all has to do with that. So they're all like case by case. They're coming out case.
But it's not supernatural, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's some elements of that in it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just like a regular school and something happens.
Yeah, like this one, there's like trolls in it.
Oh, okay.
Like there's random elements of sci-fi throughout some of them.
Right. So another next book that I read was The Silver Surfer Requiem. So this is by J. Michael
Straczynski.
Is it Straczynski?
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at that. J. Michael Straczynski and Asad Ribeck. So I went into it completely blind. I love Silver Surfer from the movie, which was a really good movie. So fight me if you want that. But I think it's good for other reasons, but that's okay. And so I kind of knew him from that, and I kind of he had his appearance in the Annihilation storyline as well. But people recommended that, you need to read this, so I kind of picked it up. It's gorgeous art by Asad Ribeck, and it's very with his watercolor. It's very muted coloring, but if you read the story, you kind of know why that's the case, because it's pretty much the last journey of Silver Surfer, because he finds out that he's dying, and it's kind of his last week in the world. So it's very, very introspective, and it's kind of talk about life, legacy, his legacy, and all that. There's also one issue with Spider-Man, which was really good. It was really touching, and it talks a lot about what it's to be human, that he doesn't understand human that much, its beauty and its brutality and things like that. So there's a lot of talk about that. Then in the end, he kind of goes back to his homeland of, I forgot. But anyway, and then also Galactus makes an appearance as well at the end. But it's very Elseworld, because we know the Silver Surfer is alive and kicking in Marvel Universe. But this is kind of like, if they have to ever come to an end, you can kind of think of it as a way that J. Michael Straczynski talked his end at the very beginning. Think of it as a end that was told ahead. Everything now you read about Silver Surfer is a prequel. If you think about it that way, it's a really perfect book. I really recommend it. It's only four issues, and sadly the book is it's out of print. The hardcover is out of print, but the trade paperback is available online for a pretty low price. So I would recommend it.
So was
to
that a
their-
miniseries then, or an original? Okay.
Yeah, it's a miniseries, like 4 issue, bam bam boom, done. And
Cool. I like
so yeah, I really love the story, and the fact that it's like he's like an aggressively B-list character, but within like 4 issue, now he's my top favorite. Like I'm like, oh my god, he's amazing. Like and like credit to JMS for that. So yeah, I would highly recommend this.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yep.
Did we talk about Wrinkles last time?
No, we did not.
Okay.
Let's talk about Wrinkles and cry, you guys.
Let's talk about it. I'm going to show you guys some art. It is aggressively European.
It is.
But you guys heard her talk about this, several episodes ago?
Yeah.
I think you already kind of told everything great about it, but it is about a guy who has Alzheimer's and is losing his memory, and it's so sad, and you're just going to cry the whole time. If you get this, you're just going to cry the whole time, and then you're going to get to the end, and you're going to be like, great, I'm still crying.
Oh, I know.
That's how I felt.
I was like, I couldn't actually read. Like, I thought that, oh, okay, this is so small. Like, I'm just going to finish to get this out of the way.
Yeah. And
read something else. But after I was done with it, I was just like,
yeah, I felt empty. I was just like, I wanted to pick something else up because it is a very, very quick read. It is not big at all. And I couldn't. I was just like, where do I go from here? What do I do? And then it's terrifying because you start to think about like just the reality of everything, right? And gosh, it hurt me.
Like I remember, the thing is, like, there's like he's in a senior home, but then there's all these other characters that are there. Every one of them gets like you fall in love with every one of them.
Yes,
something that doesn't happen a lot.
I care about them all too much. That's how I felt the whole time.
Like they're on screen for a panel, and they're like, "Oh my god, I love them. Where did they go?"
Yeah,
and so one of the cool things about the story, though, that Paco Roca, I think the artist name, he actually went to. These are all real stories. Like every story that you hear, like you see in it, the lady who steals all the different crap to hand over to his grandchildren. Like every one of these stories are actually real stories that he heard from the senior home, and it shows that you can tell that he has actually studied. But one of the things that I love about European comics, and I don't see that, I think like Echo did that in the Midnighter series in Steve Orlando, like paneling is so different. Like it's so creative that you don't actually see that in Western comics as much, because Western comic is very much like, it's like a squares or blocks like that. But they have like, you can see that they show that the fact that his memory is fading by showing that pictures getting out of his head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just does this kind of very...
Like that, yeah.
Right. It does this very interesting things to kind of show you what's going on. Then there's this one lady who is sitting in a window. She thinks that she's in a train somewhere, but it shows that she's just sitting in a train, and then the scene cuts like that one. Yeah. Show that again, Kristen. Sorry. Right. It shows that they're apparently opening the compartment, like it's from her point of view, then the point of view switches, and then you see that, oh, she's an old lady again. Like, I don't know, I loved it. I loved it so much.
It was just so sad. It was so good, and it was so sad, and it was so sad because it felt so real, because like you said, apparently it is real. So
yeah, but not just that though, like you think about like, what if it happens to someone I love, someone I know?
Yeah. That's immediately where my head went. And then I was like, oh, or me. And then I was just sad forever.
What if I forget, like eventually, like, if it happens to me, like you don't know, you forget your life slowly. Like, I don't wish that on. I actually donated something up to the Alzheimer research after reading this.
That's a good idea.
Because I'm like, no, this needs to end. Like, no one knows why it happens. It's pretty much just, I was just imagining, like, how Inside Out, there's all these people in your head. Like, imagine they just all went on a strike and they're like, we're done. Like there is no more memory. No one is like, no more memory storage. Everything just got dumped into the bottom of the pit. I was thinking about that, and then I thought I started thinking about Bing Bong, and I cried again.
Oh, I started to think about it when, like, because we all have those moments. We'll go in the kitchen, like, why the heck did I go in the kitchen? Right. Like, I'm not old, but I have those moments still, and then I'm like, oh no, like, and then I think about that. It's bad. I don't want to get there.
Oh, there was like a couple of weekends ago. I was making, so I put some water in the fridge, and then I got the water out to make coffee. Then I don't know what happened. I couldn't find the sugar because I'm like, where did the sugar go? Then I found the sugar in the fridge.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I feel that.
And then I was like, oh no. And this was actually right after I read Wrinkles. And it wasn't a good thinking. It wasn't like because I have no memory when I put the fucking sugar in the fridge. That was really tough. That was really tough on me. And I was like, oh no, this is not happening. I still have so much comic to read.
I know, right?
I need to memorize all of this, remember all of this.
Yeah,
right.
It's a tough read, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it is. It really is. But I would say that if you have the experience, maybe.
Yeah, maybe don't. Yeah. It's too close to home, I'm sure, for like so many people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be. All right. So is this my turn now?
Yes.
Okay. So the other book that I read, other than the sexy book, was Ultimates by L. Ewing and Rockefort. So this is kind of like a revamp of the Ultimate, which is in the Ultimate universe. And Ultimates over there is Avengers of them, but they have been disbanded. And after Secret Wars Secret Wars is up there now. They're all gone, but this is kind of like they got a new team of Ultimates, and it's actually filled with very diverse group of characters. Like I think Kristen, you will dig it. It's like Captain Marvel, Miss America. I forgot his name, and I forgot her name. And
if I could see them better, I'd tell you.
It's these guys. Can you see them? It's blue. I think it's blue.
Yeah, I can't tell. I don't know.
This is embarrassing. This is fucking insulting. Hang on.
This isn't the Ultimates that like everybody hates.
No,
that's the one before.
No, yes, this
like widely hated. Okay.
Yeah, it's not. They're not. They're just weird. Like they tried to make them too edgy, and it didn't work. So okay, his name is Blue Marvel, and her name is Spectrum. And then 5 of them kind of brought together by Captain Marvel to become the Ultimates, so they can diffuse threat to the universe because they become a threat. And the first thing is called Start with the Impossible, and their first impossible task is to solve the Galactus problem. And the thing is, it's a very unique, and I don't think it's a spoiler, but I'm going to give you a minor spoiler alert that the way they dealt with the Galactus, they make him good. Like that's their way,
Wow.
So it's very cosmic, very it talks about the parallel in it. It's all about creation. And I think a lot of parallel about Marvel Universe or the comic book industry in general, in terms of reboot, no one stays dead, those kind of thing. I loved everything about it, especially the colors, all the cosmic things that were going on. Look at this character. I'm like, what is this?
Wow.
That's a lot going on, and I loved it. And the thing is, Galactus was pretty interesting character in it. He was I don't want, now once he becomes good, he doesn't want to be evil again. And, because he kind of talks about how it was his hunger that drove him, and he was completely helpless, and now he doesn't want to go back to it. And, so there's a lot more going on. It does get derailed a little bit with the Civil War too, so which was kind of annoying.
Mama.
Yeah, which was a bit of a mama, but they come back because after the Civil War 2, they come back with Ultimates 2, which is Ultimate Square. They wrote it in that way, and that kind of picks up a little bit. So I mean, it's Ewing himself said that it was supposed to be a miniseries, and I wished they kind of kept it that way, but honestly, I really hope someone picks up all the things that's set up here and writes like a mega cosmic events later on. So it would be like, it would be very interesting to read. I mean, we talked about it a little bit. That I'm not, for some reason, Miss America doesn't jive with me a lot. So I don't know. I feel like I need to read a little bit more about her. But I feel like she always feels like that new person that comes to your work and then telling you how to do your work better.
Yeah, that's not good.
You know that
Yeah.
idea. We all know that person, and the thing is, like, she's great. I mean, she's very diverse. Like, to the point where it's like, okay, you've got a lot of diversity going on about you, which is okay. And the thing is, like, there's this attitude thing. I quite don't jive with it. But anyway, like I said, I haven't read anything solo of her, so I'm pretty sure if I read them, I'll change my mind. But at this time, it just feels a little.
So is that one you can just jump into? You'd say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. It's very like the basic of these characters. Like, for example, Blue Marvel and Spectrum. I have no idea.
Okay.
And
cool.
then this is also another thing. Like, Ewing was channeling his inner Hickman, so he just kind of drops you there, no character. It's like, go.
They exist. The end.
Yeah.
Got it.
They exist. The end. So just if you just roll with it, you're gonna like it. Like, did you read any of the cosmic stuff, Marvel cosmic stuff?
I have not. I have Annihilation, like that first trade, but I have not read it yet.
Okay. Yeah. But I think like this is the basic of those characters, like Galactus, like you know the basics of them. You'd be okay.
Okay. Cool. I'll check it out.
Yeah. So I recommend it.
Awesome. So my next read is Jughead Volume 2.
Ooh.
I had I'd never read Archie ever, maybe as a kid, but I did jump into the new, like, Mark Waid, Fiona Staples Archie. I read the first volume of that. I read the first volume of this probably last year sometime. I got this from my library, so I was like, oh, I'll check out the second volume, which is, there's a few issues by Chip Zdarsky in the beginning, and then Ryan North takes over for writing. And the art's by Derek Charm now, who I have never seen any of his art, but I really like it. I don't know. I really like the colors, and I like what's happening here. And, this is just really fun. That's all I can say about it. It is genuinely fun. In this volume, he meets Sabrina, and that's really fun because, like, she wants to date him. And in this series, he's asexual, so he has no interest in that, but doesn't know how to tell her that. And the only reason he even liked her was because she was like the burger mascot outside of his favorite burger place. And then hilarity ensues. So it's just really fun, and I really enjoyed it.
And it's by Chip
Zdarsky did the first few issues, and I think he did the last. Yeah, he did the first two, and I think he did the last 6. So like the first 6, I think he did. And then Ryan North takes over, and Ryan North writes Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. And I didn't know this, but if you've read Squirrel Girl, Ryan North has the text at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. He does that with everything, I guess. So he just writes like additional jokes at the bottom, like throughout and they're funny, and it's funny. It's funny in Squirrel Girl, and it's funny in here. So I didn't know that was like a thing he did, but I haven't really read anything else. So I guess that's a thing he does.
So have you read the Archie series by Mark Waid and Fiona Staple?
I read the first volume.
How do you compare? Like, is one needed for the other, is the question.
No, you can jump into this without reading that.
Okay.
Archie appears in here because they're best friends. What I love about Jughead and Archie in the new like revamped series is Jughead, like the whole time, Archie's just like wants to look at girls, and it's all Betty and Veronica, but then also any girls, and he's just worried about girls the whole time, and that's it. And Jughead's just like, "What's wrong with you? Stop looking at girls. You're being weird." Like. Which is hilarious. So it's just nonstop hilarity. And that is pretty much what Archie's about. That's what his life is girls. Versus Jughead is worried about burgers and goes on adventures and, wants Archie to stop worrying about girls and be his friend.
So this is my complete ignorance showing. Is Riverdale connected to this?
No.
What is Riverdale about then?
Well, The show was just so different that like these came out before the show. Like they revamped Archie.
But Riverdale is about Archie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is more closely related to the new series than like the old goofy stuff.
Okay.
But Riverdale's more like there's murder and it's dramatic and there's like it's all dramatic and outrageous. And I've only watched like half the first season. But if you're into that, then it's good for you. And I'll probably go back to it, but it's not the same as what's happening in the comics.
So this is more of a goofy side of things.
Well, Jughead in general is goofy.
Okay.
I mean, Archie in general has always been goofy. So, but this was just really fun, and I would recommend this.
Yeah, so I actually kind of got interested about, like, I wanted to check it out because there's like a crossover event, but you know, an issue with Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn meets Betty and Veronica.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
So I don't know what's that about, but that kind of got me interested into the world of Archie. Like when I was growing up, one of my friends was crazy obsessed with Archie. Like she would get very angry depending on I don't know whether she was Archie Betty or Archie Veronica. Like, so if Archie was with another one, that was like end of her month. Like, you know, she would just stop. Like she would just freak out about it. So that's how I know Archie. So, but the thing is, like, I never gotten back to it. But what's like? Do you said that you haven't read any of the Archies? No.
I mean, I know I read some as a kid, but you know, I don't remember that. And I'm sure like what's great about the new stuff is it's all-star artists and writers. Like we know Chip Zdarsky from his Spider-Man stuff. We know Ryan North from his Squirrel Girl stuff. We know Mark Waid.
Right.
We know Fiona Staples and Erica Henderson. And I mean, it's nonstop all-stars that we are aware of and we love. So that's really fun. And I think they're doing a really good job of just the writing's really interesting. And it's not all just goofy Betty Veronica. I'm sure there's some of that. I haven't read enough of Archie to know really, but it's fun. It's good.
So he didn't start it as a comic strip. It was like a full-blown comic, right?
It was like digest, to my knowledge. I think they started in those little like, at least that's where I would see them as a kid, like the front of the grocery store with the candies and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's how it started.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to like reading that Archie. Like, you know, I've never gotten into it, and from what I've heard, that it's like the new version is kind of like to get people into it and stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna
way more modern. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're coming out with the deluxe hardcovers next year. So.
Oh, like the whole Mark Waid series or the Jughead?
They're starting with the Archie. Yeah. It's like the Varsity edition.
Ooh, we may pick that for our pick of the month.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll look into that. All right. So what else I read? So I read a bunch of Kyle Stark's book. So do you want to talk about your, finish up so that I can get into the con stuff and then we can talk about it in that. So yeah. So do you want to? What else you got?
I only have two more things. This is actually totally not a comic, but I have to talk about it because I love it so much. This is literally a kid's book. And they came out, Quirk Books publishes like quirky books. And I think they came out with an X-Files one, and Buffy just came out. And it's literally a kid's book about Buffy. They're all kids. It's about her, Xander, and Willow. And she's afraid of something in the closet. And what's great about it is you find out later on that what's in the closet is literally it's every villain from Buffy. Let me look for it. There it is. So if you're at all familiar with Buffy, you will recognize like every single villain in this closet. It's illustrated like a kid's book, and it's so cute, and I just loved everything about it. So if you're at all interested in Buffy, like you will know and love what is happening here, because then they ended up just having a big slumber party with everyone in the closet, even though these are like horrible villains in the show. Like
so this is I'm also like not very familiar with it, but is this considered to be canon is the question?
No, but it's cute, and it does reference like really specific villains in the show, which I loved.
But now we can start this new canon that she had that incident happen in her life, and as an adult she started making all those ghosts up.
Yeah, it doesn't go with canon at all, because like they didn't even meet when they were kids. Whatever. Just my nerd. They didn't meet when they were kids. But it's really cute and fun. And if you have a kid, I mean, I got this, like, if I ever have a kid, this is going to my kid because this is amazing. And it can literally be read as a children's book, but also if you love Buffy, you'll be like, I recognize everything about this and it's hilarious.
So who is it, by Dark Horse or who is it by?
Quirk Books published it.
Oh, Quirk Books. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When you said Quirk, in my head, I'm like, oh, it's a very quirky book.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I can see how you got that. Illustrated by Kim Smith, and I guess she wrote it too. And she's great.
So Marvel got Buffy now. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's not what I heard. Is that real?
Oh, that's something that I said because they bought 20th Fox, and that's part of the deal.
Well, but Firefly is 20th Century Fox, and Boom got the license to Firefly.
Okay.
So I don't know what's happening with Buffy.
Well, yeah, Disney will take
my knowledge.
Maybe. Okay, so that's where I got from, because somehow in my head I'm like, oh yeah, Buffy books are coming by Marvel next year. I'm like, no, I said it.
I mean, some people have been speculating that, and like I'd be all about it, but I don't know if that's what's happening for sure.
Okay. All right. So you want to talk about the last one?
Yes. I am almost done with this book. Okay. I'm not quite, but I had to bring it up because I was reading this earlier today. It is Moonshine by Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Riso, who did 100 Bullets.
Mm-hmm.
It is blurbed on the back by Jason Aaron, Brian K. Vaughan, and Cliff Chang. Okay. So like everyone loves this. Okay. But I'm having a lot of feelings about it. It's from the Prohibition era, and it's about moonshine because it's called Moonshine, guys. It's not that deep, but it is, because there's like supernatural elements, and there's a werewolf, and there's stuff happening. And I have so many feelings, and I know it was Prohibition era, but there's some N-bombs being thrown around that make me uncomfortable, and I understand I'm a white person, but it still makes me feel weird. And I don't know how I feel about things. And then there's the depiction of like African Americans throughout this book.
Okay.
And I have not read 100 Bullets. I haven't seen art by this guy. So I don't know if this is typical. I don't know if I'm reading too much into it.
It is. I would say that it is.
It is, okay. Because I just look at some of this and I'm feeling weird about it. And I don't know. I'd be interested to know what other people think.
Yeah, I mean, I read 100 Bullets, and it's a very intricate, like it's a long, like it's a very slow burn. Like it's like literally it's 100 issues. Like it's 100 issues. So it doesn't come together until issue 50. But I was on board for it, and because
I need to read it, and that's why I kind of picked this up. You know,
that was a little bit weird for me though, because I usually don't give, like, you know, comics a lot of chance. Like, you know, if you're not grabbing my attention by 20th issue, it's very violent. It's very different, like, you know, wild world. There is a straight up rape depicted in a very way.
Okay, so maybe this is just a thing. It's all rough and brutal and
right. So they try to do that, and there is like, you know, even 100 Bullets have its criticism that talking, they try to make it like, you know, Brian Azzarello tries to make it like, you know, the talk the same way as people would have done in that time, but with 100 Bullets, it was set in current world, so it's like, okay, why is everyone talking like that? But in Moonshine, I think you can say that, okay, this is just the way it was,
and I understand that, but I don't know, some of it just feels jarring to me.
No,
you know,
I mean, it's the same criticism for Scalped as well. Like it's like, okay, is this normal? Like, is this good representation? It's not, but the thing is, it's not a, if you like, you know, it's also the same. You would say that any poverty-stricken community has the same problem, you know. So yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't want to, like, it feels like I kind of end up coming off like as if I'm defending it, and I'm not. But at the same time,
I mean, I'm just interested to know what other people think. So if you ever read this, let me know. And if anybody in the chat has read this, like, tell me if I should feel weird or not. Like, I don't know. And the story itself, like, I'm not that interested in it, and that's just on the story. Like, that has nothing to do with these other things I'm talking about. But I don't know. And maybe it is because it's slow burn.
So how many issues out so far?
I don't know how many issues. I know there's just one trade right now, and this is 6 issues. And I know there's more than that, but
so if because these are the same two who did the 100 Bullets. So if they're planning on doing the same thing again,
they may go on and on. Yeah.
Yeah, expect it to get super bad, like super good. Issue 50. Like all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I understand everything. What's going on? But
I think right now I'm also like, what's happening and what's going on, and do I care about this at all or any of these characters? Like they're just so unlikable, all of them right now. Right, I'm just like, I don't know.
It's the same story with 100 Bullets. It's the same story that everyone is unlikable, and you're like, what's going on? And then it all comes together, and you are like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Wow,
and you
maybe that's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you go back and kind of read that, and you're like, oh my god, he's been setting this up this whole time. But then again, and you know me, like I was just talking about it. But yeah, there was a very good looking guy. I kept on reading it. He was very unlikable, but he was very sexy. So I'm like, ooh, tell me more.
Well, so far I have none of that. Like everyone is just depicted as being not looking good. Anybody? Like it's intensely, yeah. I mean, I think this main character is supposed to look good, but I'm just like, whatever. Like, I don't care about you. Like,
let's see.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. But the thing is, like in that one, he's called the Point Man, and when I was just kind of on board. As soon as he showed up, I'm like, tell me more. So
now I care.
Now I care. So yeah, all right. So the next set of books that I read is kind of got to do with also my going to the Comic-Con. So I went to Keystone Comic-Con over the weekend. This is the first time that they're organizing it, and it's by the same people who organizes as San Diego and New York Comic-Con. And I think what I heard from the people over there, that the plan is that they want to make this to be the mini NYCC, so that they can kind of separate out the guests, so that NYCC doesn't become the crazy show that it has become, But this is their first year doing it, and it's the first year of doing it, if you know what I mean. So there are some interesting guests that were there. Peter Tomasi, Nick Spencer, Greg Capullo, Chris Claremont, James Tenian, Kyle Higgins, and our very good friend Kyle Starks, because now we are both now we're Kyle's BFF, because we both now got this. And then there was also like a couple of others, Brandon Montclair of Moon Girl, and then Fred Van Lante. Then these are the ones that I know, and I've read something by them, so I kind of remember them. So there were some good, interesting guests, and in terms of the celebrity guest, which I don't necessarily care for, unless it's anyway. I stopped myself. So hey, look at that! I already beat the time.
No, I don't believe it. You must have uttered it at some point.
No, I didn't. But anyway, so Chris Evans. So there you go.
With a beard specifically. Okay.
With a beard. So anyway, but yeah, so there was a lot of celebrity guests, but not someone that you would go out of its way. And then because the people were even in the Sunday, it looked like an airport hangar with no one in it.
Wow.
So there was not a lot of cosplay going on, and Kyle, he was bored. So he just decided to hang around with me in the con. And anyway, so yeah, but just getting to meet all the creators was really fun, because everyone was super nice. I got Peter Thomas especially. He signed my Batman Omnibus.
Carried that around? How did you do it?
Well, I have my roller bag.
Oh yeah. You're smart.
So I told you, I have my Samsonite roller bag, and he actually asked me that very same question. He's like, "How are you gonna be carrying it around?" I'm like, "Oh, I have my roller bag," and he was like, "Wow, that's so smart." Then he kind of got up from his thing to look at it. So anyway, he actually signed my book and said that put a little comment there that Damien is yelling at me that where did you park the bat car, and it was kind of fun. Oh, by the way, happy Batman Day, belated happy Batman Day. So he was we were kind of chit-chatted a little bit about Damien being a little shit, but you still love him and things like that, and how much he enjoyed doing it. And he was super nice because he's like, oh, thank you so much for supporting the book and all that. And then I got to meet Nick Spencer, and he was very nice as well. I mean, to my friend Tyler was asking that, did you ask him what it feels like to be the most hated comic in America? And I'm like, no, I don't.
Did you tell him Hail Hydra?
I should have right? I should have said Hail Hydra. Just go up there and say Hail Hydra. Like when I was taking a picture. He does look a little rough for wear though, because I saw
probably
him
because of that.
Yeah, I saw his picture before, and then I was like, Nick, and he's like, hey, and I'm like, oh my god, what happened to you? And he's also as tall as I am, and I'm 5'3".
Well, that's fun. What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, because I wasn't expecting that, is what I'm saying. Because he stood up, and I was like, whoa, where's the rest of you? Like, he was super nice though, guys. But we talked about Ant-Man and superior foes, and just talking about that, how fun it was writing. But the most embarrassing Comic-Con experience was with Kyle Higgins. So I've never read anything by him. He apparently does Power Rangers. And he's going to be doing Winter Soldier starting this December. And so I love Winter Soldier. So I kind of went up to him and I told him that, I'm really excited. Like, I heard you're doing Winter Soldier. I'm really excited about it. He's like, yeah, me too. Like, I'm excited to write it. I'm like, okay, that's all I wanted to say.
Okay, bye.
Bye. And then I just
that's good.
And the thing is, I don't even know why. I actually walked up to him and said, hi, I'm Faria. I'm like, who cares who you are?
Well, clearly no one else was at the table, right? I bet, yeah.
No, that's
you if you awkwardly lock eyes, what do? That is the worst part about conventions, actually. When you're walking by people and you're just looking around at everything, and then this sad artist no one's walking up to, or writer or whatever, looks at you. Yeah, it's sad.
I mean, I feel so bad for most of them though, because the thing is Greg Capullo came in, and there was like a line for him. Well, it's not a huge line, like 20 people lined up, and these people were just sitting there twiddling their thumb. I'm like, that's so embarrassing. Anyway, but yeah, there was like other artists, they were like sitting like this, literally. And then you were like, you don't even want to approach them at that point, because you're like, are you angry, or is everything okay? Like, I don't know. I'm not, because so the major talking point is our friend Kyle Starks. He's amazing because he's very filterless. So
that's exactly how I would describe him. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have any filter. So the thing is, like, I just went there. I'm like, oh, I'm Kristen's friend. And he's like, oh, hey, and then he's like, how do you know Kristen? I'm like, oh, yeah, we do the show. And then he's like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be on this show. When was I supposed to be on the show? I'm like, I don't know, Kyle. You never told us when you want to come to the show. But then anyway, then we started talking about random things. And then, he was talking about, he's like, this comic, like he was telling me that how bored he was because Friday was apparently even worse than Saturday. Like, he was like, I'm not even sure if there was any advertisement for this. Like, does anyone know? And then he was like, yeah, like, it's just like now it's just filled with people who just like white guys who just can't stop reading Superman.
Oh, those are the worst. Oh.
I was like, why? Like, why you hate those
that's
people?
Great.
Like, that's
like
a very,
I would say, yeah.
Like, that's like a very specific thing to say. He's like, and I'm like, oh, who are you talking about? And he's like, those guys. I turned it on, and those were kind of look like someone who walked out of the Big Bang Theory set, like your typical nerd. And he's like, those guys. So that was kind of really fun. And so I got all his books from him. I already read Kill Them All before. And because the book was damaged, and later on I remembered that the book was damaged, and I actually returned it to Amazon and never got it, thinking that I'm going to get it from him. But I forgot. So I didn't end up getting it from him. But I ended up getting all his other books. Sex Castle, that was the first one. I actually got them, and I've been reading them. Like, I already read these. So it's very very ultra violent, kind of like, I would say, I don't know how to even say it. Like, it's like a very classic 80s action film. And,
but with more heart than you expect.
Yes, like, it's kind of like very strange thing, because it's like this. So I was telling Kristen before this, like, it's as if like Billy Eichner is telling you a story, just yelling a story at you. And then as he's yelling the story at you, all of a sudden you realize that it's a very sad story.
Yeah.
Like, even though
Sex Castle is Eisner nominated for a reason, I feel like, because you don't. I won't give it away, but you don't expect like what ends up happening, and you're feeling so much about it. That's how I felt, at least. I was like, oh my gosh, like, and the part with the, I'm not even gonna say, but I was like, oh, this is so good.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I was like, the whole time someone was screaming. Like, the whole book, someone was screaming. And then,
it kept your attention, right?
Yeah, you're like, okay, I get it. Oh my gosh, shut up. And then it was like, yeah, that was very sad, you guys. Like, it was a very sad story, just like my Kyle Higgins one.
Oh, that's better than that one. Everything's better than that story. Your story with Kyle Higgins was tragic. This one's not.
It's not a tragedy. That is true. That's a tragedy. This is like more of a, it's a sad story that kind of gets somewhere. But anyway, it's drawn by him.
It's also so funny.
Yeah, it's super funny. Like I said, it's like, Billy Eichner yelling a story at you. And then you are like, oh my God, dude, please stop. And the next thing you know that, I mean, look at this. It's super violent. I don't even know what's happening in there. Most of the time you don't. And Kyle has a very interesting, style. So, he just kind of, I don't know. I really loved it. And it's Eisner nominated. Matt Fraction actually read this. And that's how he came to, like, from what I heard, that's how he came to be. Mm-hmm. That Matt Fraction picked up this book, read it, loved it. And then he kind of got him into it. And then Image republished it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a super nice book. Like, I highly recommend this. And then this is the next one of Dead of Winter. It's a good boy story, because it's about in a zombie apocalypse where this dog is like a Sparky. The dog is like a superhero. Yeah, he goes around, saves everyone. Well, there is a zombie apocalypse happening in the winter time, and it's something that I would never guess. Like, it's so wild, like, it's so familiar yet so unique story. Like, I've never heard, like, thought about. And the one that I have to give Kyle my hats off to is that there's two ladies. They go to get some, like, a group. They go to get some supplies, and these ladies are like, they had this moment, and then you're like, okay, what did they find? And it's like tampons.
Stuff you don't see in the zombie shows or movies,
right? Exactly.
But would happen, and you'd be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Tampons is important, you guys. I mean, you're probably gonna be too stressed to menstruate, but who cares? You should have tampon, in handy. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's kind of like, it's one of those things. It's like nothing that you have never seen before, but it's still so unique. There's like unique things that is introduced to it that probably will happen in real life, but no one writes it. But Kyle did, and once again, it has the Billy Eichner voice as well. I want Billy Eichner to now do a radio show, just screaming every dialogue.
I would listen to that. I love that guy.
Yeah, just screaming at everything. Like,
or like commentary for a movie.
Yeah, just this, like, just
Yeah.
Kyle's writing. I mean, we have to tell this to Kyle. Like, Kyle, have you considered doing this? You know everyone, so you might as well. Yeah, might as well get that. And the next book is Rock Candy Mountain.
Well, I gotta say about Dead of Winter.
Oh,
Dead of Winter is based on a board game that Kyle actually introduced to me and my fiance Reed. Kyle Reed and I, when he's not busy doing cons, so it's been a bit. But we love to play board games together because Kyle's all about the board games, and we kind of got into it through him because he's like, I need board game buddies, let's do this. So Dead of Winter, I mean, you can play as Sparky, and there's other characters, and it is set in the zombie apocalypse, and it's super, super fun and unique and different.
Right.
But one day when we were playing, he's like, man, I'm trying to convince these people I need to make a Sparky comic. And I'm like, you have to. It's going to be the best. You have to. So thankfully, in real life, it came out and it's great. And I'm just excited that it really happened. And it's like from so many games we would play, and he'd be like, Sparky's the best. And we're like, yeah, he's a good boy. Like,
yeah. So that's okay. So that's really interesting. Like, so you are the one that.
Oh no,
it's
not me.
No, but you did.
I heard about the inception of it during.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You were the inceptors. You were the one who went into his brain while Kyle was sleeping, and then put this idea in there. So,
I don't think so. Kyle has his own idea. I would never take. We just played, Dead of Winter with him, and it's fun. And
and the next one that I'm kind of reading by him is Rock Candy Mountain. It's something to do with a hobo. There's not enough hobos in comic, so
that's true.
Because I was like, so I asked him, like, what's this about? He's like, it's about hobos. And then I'm like, okay, I'll get them as well.
It's really good.
So I'm in issue 2, and once again,
I won't ruin it for you.
Yeah,
it's going to be the same sort of thing where you're not going to expect what happens.
Right. Like, I think that's kind of one of his thing, though, because Kill Them All is kind of the same as well. Like, you have no idea what's going on. It's like so much coming at you. And then, I remember one of my favorite, favorite podcasts, How Did This Get Made? The Gamer episode. In that one, they talked about, like, how do you explain the movie Gamers? Like, Gamer by, I think it's a Gerard Butler in it. And they're like, yeah, it's like someone just holds your nape of your neck and then just kind of shoved you in the thing and then just screaming at you like, dude, you gotta listen to this. You gotta listen. There's this happening and that happening. Someone's doing coke next to you and the coke is just getting into your nose. And then there's like bar fights happening over there. And then, and add to that is like someone smashing their tits to your face. So all of that is happening.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's like that emotional thing, it's just like so much going on at the same time. But then you are like, oh, even with all of this, there's a very serious story that just happened. And you kind of have to take a step back and realize that. I think that's his writing style.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what's new he's doing. Like, do you know if there's anything? I know he does Rick and Morty as well, right?
Yeah, he's still writing Rick and Morty, going strong with that, and he is working on Mars Attacks for Titan Comics. That is coming out, I think, next month.
Okay.
With his friend Chris Schweitzer, why can't I say his name right now? Who's wonderful. So if you don't know any of his stuff, you should look him up because his art's amazing. So check him out. But yeah, I think that's going to be really cool.
What's Mars Attack about?
Mars Attacks, like the movie.
Oh, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So he's like, we need to get him to write some more movie-based stuff. I have ideas.
I'll pass them along.
Yeah, I have to tell him that. I'm like, hey, listen, there's all these movie ideas I have. Like, all these ideas that you need to write them. But all right, okay, yeah. So that was like, I get to hang out with him and kind of chat with him. Well, sadly, we couldn't get to he was just sitting there and doing sketches for people and stuff like that. And we just chit-chatted. We were supposed to go for lunch, but because of the timing and everything, it just didn't work out. So, but I told him that he needs to come on the show. So, so keep an eye out. We'll get there. All right. And I got these really cute prints. I was kind of very happy about these. Can you see them?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's her name is Lisa. I don't have the card. Oh shit, that the card is over there. It's Lisa Vele. Lisa V, I think her name. And anyway, so she does these really cute prints. I got this one, and then this another one.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, I
really
thought
cool.
that, yeah, I thought that was cool. And then also as a Voltron fan, I got this holographic.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh, it's so shiny.
it is. She had the non-shiny version, but she's like, well, I also have the holograph fabric. Show me, and I'm like, give me. So this is kind of like, you know, character's journey. So if you have seen Voltron, you kind of understand it a little bit more, like, you know, because it's pretty much about this character who was revealed to be gay in latest season. So you know, so it's about his character and character journey, and I saw it. It was very simplistic, you know, representation, and I'm like, I must have it. So yeah, cool. So that was kind of like a 3 prints I got, and yeah, but otherwise it was a very low key, uneventful. Like, you know, thank God for Kyle Stark stuff, because or else it wouldn't have been as interesting, I would say, because most of the other creators, they're coming to either Baltimore Comic Con or New York Comic Con, which I'm going to both of them. So
hopefully,
yeah, hopefully, and you know, that's one of the reasons. Like, I was like, I could have seen them over there, but oh well. So, is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, speaking of cons and Kyle specifically. So when I met Kyle, I actually met Kyle at a con several years ago in Lexington, where, you know, I won't even say it, but we're Lexington. And it was a really cool con, and we just started talking to him, and I didn't know who he was at all, and I just thought his art looked cool. And, you know, he's very personable, so, like, he got us to come up to his table.
Yeah, he is.
And then we talked to him for a while, and we didn't even buy anything, and we kind of walked around some more, and we ended up coming back to him later that day, and we're like, hey, we want to get a commission because we liked him so much. And he kept calling Reed and I sweet babies. So he kept calling us sweet babies, and we thought that was funny. So we were like, okay, we're going to get a commission of Lady Rainicorn from Adventure Time and Jake, because they're together, and then we were together. And then we were like, we'll get him to put sweet babies on it. So this is the first Kyle Starks commission we ever got. Can you see that? Ooh. Which is adorable, and I think his art really lends well to, you know, Adventure Time stuff. Maybe that's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then later on we learned that we were like from the same city, so that was fun, and that's how we got to know him. And then later on, Reed actually got me a commission from him of Rogue, because I love Rogue, and I think it's so cute and adorable, and I love it so much. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah. So those are my 2 Kyle commissions. And since we're just talking con stuff,
I wish I knew that he would do, like, I thought that he only is doing Rick and Morty stuff. Like, I didn't know that he does, like, you know, other characters. I would have gotten him to do a couple of commissions for me then.
You can go online to his website and get it done, girl.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now.
They're very good and cute.
Yeah.
And just, you know, we're talking about con stuff. So I met Erica Henderson a few years ago, and I just love this cover.
Right.
I think Erica's signature is kind of lame, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I still like it. We still keep it on the wall. And what else? Let's see.
Speaking of interesting, like, not so lame thing. Whoa, where did it go? Oh, dang it. Did it on the cover here. But anyway, keep talking, I'll find it.
Okay. Let me show you this other print that I love. I got from Kate Leff. Can you see that? It's a Lumberjanes print. I got several years ago. I just think it's so cute. I love it. And then there's the signature down there. She's got a pretty good signature.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say, speaking of interesting signature, this is by Walter Simonson.
That's the best. That's the best. That's a good one.
He actually did a video in his site, like Walter Simonson's fan page, like Facebook group, what his signature means, because it's something to do with a dinosaur. A dinosaur is involved somehow.
Okay.
I don't know necessarily where it comes in, but he explains it so well. And
I have to say it's something with that, right? Like, I don't know.
think so. But if you kind of go to his website, there is a video of it and he explains it all. So I would say check it out,
Okay.
see where it is. And also, I have to give a shout out to, where is it? Oh, shout out to Drew Bloodworth from our really cool Facebook group community where we all met up. He actually got me a signature from George Perez.
Ooh.
So
That's a nice signature too.
Yeah, like
That's
see,
good.
like, and he also got it personalized. I kind of sent it to him, and he got it signed.
That's
Looks
awesome.
like it's signed. Oh, that's the print. Okay, so that was a print sign, and I think that's his signature.
That's a good one.
Right. So that's like, a perfect penmanship. I really want to meet George Perez in real life too, but until then, this will do.
One day.
One day. Yeah.
Two other prints I want to show. I have this Spider-Gwen one we keep up that Jason Latour signed over here. And I think it's really cool. I like Spider-Gwen. And then
he wrote Spider-Gwen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Where is Miss Spider-Gwen?
And you know what's sad? I don't remember who did this. I can't remember her name. But I got this print from someone awesome. I think her name is Sarah something. That's lame. I'm so sorry. I can't remember. But I fell in love with this. So this usually hangs on my wall. Can you see that?
Ooh.
And it's all of like the Ghibli films together in one. I think it's just gorgeous. I love it.
Oh my God. I love that I love busy arts.
Especially when like there's hidden things in like every corner of this, I love it. So yeah, that's what I want to show.
Yeah, if you can find out who that is, I would like
I will find out, yeah.
Okay, I would love an art like that one. All right, well, I think you want to talk about Vision getting canceled?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently the new Vision series, which was going to focus on Viv, the daughter, by Chelsea Kane, was canceled recently. Everyone's talking about it, including Chelsea on Twitter. So if you're interested in her very thoughts, go to her Twitter because it's popping right now. It's good. She's very upset, and that's understandable because and what's getting me about it is I haven't heard an actual reason that Marvel canceled this at all. I can't figure it out.
I think it's like a poor handling of the situation because from what I understood that they have a different plan with Vision because Marvel is very like their stories are all continued. Like everything that happens to a character happens to that character. There's no, I mean, writers can come and retcon certain things and stuff, but it's very continuity basis. And they don't do a lot of Elseworld stories anymore, as they used to do it with the Marvel Knights and things like that. This is just what I understood. I don't know whether that's true or not. So I think what the current thing is that there is a plan with Vision, like something else is going to happen to him, and this series doesn't jive with that. But instead of saying we're just postponing it, why did they just say cancel? I feel like it's just like bad publicity. Like it's just like a bad handling of a situation, poor handling of a situation all around.
Well, and it says, I mean, you bring up a good point with Elseworlds. Like, why doesn't Marvel just let them do like an original graphic novel of it, and that can be separate continuity wise, like, or just have a whole different like, why? Like, DC's doing it. I don't understand.
I don't know. Maybe they think people are too dumb. They don't understand things. Like, I don't know, to be honest, frankly, because it's actually really like sad that they worked on this for
years.
For years, and now it's never going to see the light of day. And it also kind of brings up a lot of points about, and Chelsea talks about it as well, that points about the writers, any creators necessarily have no input on what happens. Like
they're all freelancers.
Yeah, they're all freelancers, and it's the editors who control, like, who sets everything up, and editors get something from higher people, So it's just, I don't know. That's just, it's just a shame. Like
It doesn't make him look good. It sure doesn't, you know.
Right, it didn't, and that's also one of the things that they're notorious for this. And I thought that they have gotten a little better about not canceling. Like this time, the series got canceled without even seeing the light of day. Like it's just like they didn't even like. It's one thing that okay, let it like some people are like, oh, this is not gonna be I'm using my child voice. Like it's not like it's not a technically not gonna make them money. I'm like, how do you know?
That's some BS. Yeah.
No, it's like, how do you know that? It's not even out. First of all, you're canceling series once it's out because of poor sales, because the story can even be completed. Things that should be as a trade in the first place. And you did it. And now it's like, oh, it's like, So I kind of, speaking of like, editors and creator relationship, in Gambit series, I did pay attention a little bit. There is like he goes to a prison because he was looking for something, and in the prison cell, like there's like all these prisoners in there, and he had to dig through their artifacts, and one of the person is Axel Alonso as one of the prisoners. So Axel Alonso was at that time a DC editor in chief. So that was kind of very funny that they did that. Like, he was a editor-in-chief at that time. So they this was their last issue, like second to last issue. And I think the series got canceled or, so they just kind of inserted that in. I don't know whether, they were probably in on it. He was probably in on it, but I thought that was a little funny. So when I saw that today, I was like, oh yeah, haha. But I don't know. I felt like it was a poor taste. Like it was handled poorly. And then, she got the news before it broke. Like it wasn't even like told to her or anything like that. They didn't even say that, oh, okay, we're just postponing it for the time being.
I have to read. Someone in the chat said, would people be having the same reaction if Kane wasn't the writer? I totally think they would, because people were looking forward to this series. It doesn't matter who's writing it, because I still haven't read anything she's written. I just care because, she's speaking out about it. We were all excited about it. It happened in a way that shouldn't have happened. It has nothing to do with her.
Right. You didn't read the Mockingbird yet?
Not yet, no. I know. I shouldn't have even said anything. I'm writing it down, okay?
Kristen, you haven't seen Wonder Woman. You haven't read Harry Potter.
Look, I'm trying.
Now, every episode, I feel like we add... I feel like we add a new thing every episode.
I'm currently reading All New Wolverine. Give me something.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
I can't read everything at once.
No, I don't. I think like it's gonna be the same reaction. It's absolutely going to be the same reaction if it wasn't Chelsea Kane. I don't think it's like, and I think people are just sometimes people simplifies the discussion too much if it's a minority creator involved, but I do not think that would have been the case. Like it would have been the same reaction. Like.
Yeah, like someone made a good point. After the massive success of Tom King's Vision, there would be hype for a new series regardless of writer. Yeah, exactly. It was on everyone's radar. I don't know what new books are coming out right now for Marvel. I really don't. I know Fantastic Four just happened. But I knew about the Vision because I was like, cool, this one's about Viv. This is going to be great because everyone cares. Everyone read this and loved it and they want more.
Right. And the thing is, like, from what I heard, which was kind of even more surprising, is like, why did it take this long to even publish this book? Because they apparently got them started on it back in 2016.
Yeah. Just forever ago now.
Marvel really makes it difficult to love them. Like, they both of the big two, each of them has their own problem, and it just really makes it
Yeah, like, that's how I feel a lot.
Like, but anyway, all right. Well, I really hope, and to be honest though, maybe it's for the best. Maybe she can go and write her own thing.
Sure,
somewhere else.
I am also just, it sucks that there are 4 issues out there completed that we'll never see that are probably really great,
I doubt it though. I doubt it that we're never gonna see it.
Well, that right now feels like it.
Yeah. Hopefully. But I think so. And here's also another thing. I don't know how much that got to do with the movies. What if that's the thing? Vision ain't coming back.
They need to do a Vision movie of just that series. Like that needs to be
100%. Like
that would be amazing.
It's like such a standalone. Like it doesn't come like it doesn't affect anything.
It's not even like a superhero movie. Just walk into it and get something creepy. Like it is just like
I do not like row your boat anymore.
Yeah. No.
And then also like joke about that joke about the toaster. I was like,
and everything with the dog, I hate it. Like,
like it was kind of weird, but yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe that's I hope next someone gets the better idea. Someone or maybe, but I don't. But do you think that she's helping herself by being this outspoken?
Maybe not. And I think she even said that. She was just like, she's not afraid. What'd she say? I forget. I think it was something like she's not afraid of the internet trolls anymore, because literally anything she tweets, no matter what it is, even if it's like, hey, this is a cute puppy, someone's on there, if you look through her Twitter, saying something stupid back to her. Like they're still trashing her. And it's crazy. Like even before this happened, it's just like, what is wrong with people? Like it's nonstop. So I think she's speaking, she even said it, she's speaking out for all the freelancers when no one else is. And I think that's pretty cool, because like, I think so many consumers don't understand how this works. I know I probably didn't a few years ago.
Do not understand what works.
How freelancing for like the big two works. And that all these people don't have health insurance. Like, just the crazy things that you would kind of expect. You'd be like, this is a name I always see on Marvel books. Okay, cool. They're getting health insurance. They're getting taken care of. Well, and we know that's not even true for like, that's why the, what is it? The Heroes Foundation, or what is it called? Is that
Heroes Initiative?
Heroes Initiative, for the older, Marvel writers and artists who never had health insurance and who are having all these problems. There's still like things that they didn't do back then and they're still not doing, and it's messed up. Like
that's one of the reasons though. Like I used to kind of complain about artists, especially older artists, asking for money for signatures,
right,
at cons. But now I am actually kind of walked away from that. It makes sense. It makes sense that where they're coming from. And the thing is, like, apparently they don't get like very minimum royalties, so which is also kind
of, the percentage is really low.
Right.
Which is why Image happened. People broke away from Marvel and DC and were like, let's form this thing and get a lot more money. And it works.
I don't know why anyone even signs an exclusive contract with these people anymore. Like, what do they get?
They probably get a higher page rate, but I mean, I don't know what else they would get, right?
But the thing is, like, that means that Tom King cannot write something for Image and make some money out of something.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's probably better treated. Hopefully he's better.
Yeah, hopefully. Treated. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's a very nice guy. I don't want him to be like. But anyway, I don't know. I hope everything's okay. I hope this sees the light of the day and we get a Vision story, and that kind of brings everything kind of closes a loop, because I feel like Vision, like Tom King's story, kind of ended with it's ended in a tragedy in a way, but it still feels like there's something more to talk about. Don't you feel?
Yeah.
Definitely. So either get Kane back on it, or get Tom King back on it.
Yeah, I wonder if there will be enough like fan outrage for them to actually make this decision any different. I don't know.
They did bring back everything that there was an outrage. They brought back every one of them.
Wasp is coming back. That's true.
Yeah.
Like,
so maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But the thing is that this one didn't even see light of the day, so there's no sales to speak of.
Right.
So I don't know. I just wish that they just handled it better. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like since Disney took over, there was like Marvel just went weird. Like, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, because I feel like they just now became a part of a bigger organization. Therefore, they're just like, fuck all. We don't care. Like, we don't care about anything anymore. We're Disney. Deal with it. And I think that it's also got like people are like, oh yeah, like their sales, la 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 la. It matters now more because they're a smaller organization within such a big conglomerate, so they have to show their I know all of this.
Yeah.
I know this. I know this because the way I'm located in my organization and stuff like that, that we have to show certain, because we are a smaller plant within a bigger business line, and we have to show certain profit out of our thing, which when Marvel was by itself, they probably didn't have to. Like, it was completely different margin they were working on. So now it has to be completely different from there. So based on that, yes, like they can't probably afford to actually pay people health insurance, even though they're part of Disney, because they don't get that budget. They don't get that budget. And
it's probably like, I mean, I relate to what you're saying about your work too, because like where I work is a smaller thing within a bigger corporation thing too. Like, they own all these things, right?
Right.
Without telling everybody where I work. But and whenever I walk in and I see that, and I know we have to produce a certain amount of like revenue and stuff, but at the same time, it may be the same at Marvel that I feel like happens at maybe where I work, maybe where a lot of other people work, is everyone up here is making all that money. So everyone down here is not so much, because it's a smaller situation. And that's exactly what you were saying, pretty much. Like, they're not going to have as much money. That's not an excuse to not give people health insurance. I think that's crazy, but whatever.
No, yeah. I mean, that's when the whole idea of coming in, what's the purpose of government? Like, what are they here for? What are they doing?
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing is, like, I'm not American yet. But so I don't know. Like, I thought the whole point of government was by the people, for the people, of the people, or whatever. So what's the point?
I feel that. Yeah.
I mean, let us give Disney and Amazon all our money. Okay. And then what? Someone
we're all doing that anyway.
Yeah, someone was saying, "Oh, you don't earn anything. You don't have any like things that you are supposed to be given." What? The rights? That's part of the thing. The rights of pursuit of happiness. That's not something that, and having a good health, I would think, fall under that. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, who cares? Like, yeah.
One day we'll find someone who's internally working at Marvel, and we'll figure this out. We'll make them tell us.
I don't know whether they will be willing to, though. I feel like Chelsea will. Yeah, I feel like Chelsea will. So let's get Chelsea on the show and then ask her about it.
That would be great.
But anyway, but I have to actually kind of comment on your Aladdin shirt, which I don't know how we went on like 1 hour 38 minutes without talking about it. You're wearing a Aladdin shirt.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Just interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Okay. Is there going to be? I heard there's going to be a live action movie.
Is there? I don't know.
I'm just like, I'm gonna be there for the outrage.
Okay.
because there's gonna be one outrage somewhere.
There is for everything, right?
No, it's gonna be, how in Moana they created what's his name? The Rock character. I forgot his name, but they created a outfit, like a costume, Halloween costume with the skin.
Yeah.
So the movie was perfect, but there was the outrage right there. So I'll be right there with the outrage, especially from like how they show what's her name? Oh my god, I forgot. Like they probably have to cast someone from Middle East or something, and she will be scantily dressed like that. And they're gonna be outraged about that. But anyway, so I don't think there's anything more we have to talk for today. It's a little bit shorter show. We didn't get to talk about Roy Harper as much as we wanted to.
We had planned to, but maybe another day.
Yeah. However, we do have a special announcement. We have chosen Gem and the Hologram, the Outrageous Edition, as our pick of the month from In Stock Trades, and we are gonna do a giveaway for this outrageous edition for our viewers. So in order for you to enter this, you have to go to our Instagram. The link for it is down below in the description, and you just have to subscribe to our Instagram and send a picture, because this is more kind of towards younger audience. Just send us a picture, like you can post a picture of your kid or your a young person that you know who loves comic and with their favorite comic, and then just at us at Fangirlz Assemble, and then we'll pick a winner from that picture things. So I think that was very explanatory. Did I explain it correctly?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Just tag us in your photo.
Tag. That's right. I'm an old person.
That's okay.
Yeah. To tag us for this lovely, outrageous edition book. And there may be 2 copies. We don't know. So there may be 2 winners. But for now, there's definitely 1 giveaway. So just go there, subscribe to our Instagram, at us, or tag us.
Tag us.
In the picture.
We'll see it.
Yeah, we'll see it. We're trying to give it kind of more for the younger viewers. I hope there is no young viewers that are watching who curse a lot. And
teens would be okay, right?
Yeah, teens will be okay. But the thing is, this is more targeted towards more for younger audience, and I think it's a very perfect book. It's a very beautiful book.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. So so we're kind of doing this giveaway from Fangirlz Assemble. So we're gonna be announcing the winner when, Kristen?
You want to do 2 weeks from now or something?
I think October 7th episode. I think.
Okay. That sounds right. Sure.
Yeah, October 7th. So we'll be picking the winners on the October 7th episode. But yes, so you have until then. And we will kind of make the announcement on our Instagram as well. And we will remind you every week of this. So go to our Instagram, subscribe, send a picture, tag a picture with your young person that you know. Whether it can be your niece, nephew, your kid, anyone with their favorite
don't find
comic.
A random young person on the street.
And we don't recommend that.
We don't like that.
If you're just kind of, no,
if the young person looks scared, we're gonna know you did that. So we're not gonna pick you.
Yeah, so don't do
weird.
that. Because we don't condone that. We here at Fangirlz Assemble do not condone you talking to
random kids.
Random kids. Do not talk to random kids. No. Yeah. It's frowned upon. I found out the hard way, but what? It's just frowned upon. So so just kind of no. But yeah. All right. Okay, Kristen, you got anything else going on?
I don't think so.
So
do you want to talk about anything else?
No, I think I'm good. We talked about, we went deep today. We went about the importance of government. We pulled that one out.
Yeah,
so.
We got political.
Then I talked
again. So we've definitely,
Yeah, I brought up. I went 59 minutes, my new record, without mentioning Chris Evans. But yeah, and. So I think, so do you want to show us your pick of the week?
Oh, how about you go? I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing now.
That's a thing. That's right.
That's a thing that I am doing because, I am very so my pick of the week is going to be Inhuman by Charles Sewell. I haven't read it yet. But I'm on an Inhuman kick. I've read Inhumans by Paul Jenkins, and I kind of, got very interested about them. And Charles Sewell, I've read only She-Hulk by him, but from all intents and purposes, looks like he's a very competent writer. And everyone kind of, anytime you mention something, everyone's like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" So he's a lawyer in real life, and Kyle and I talked about him as well in a little bit, and he was like, "Yeah, I think he's just too quiet." So apparently he's a gentleman, and But anyway, so I'm looking forward to reading this, starting with the Inhuman Marvel Now run, and then moving on to the next, the all new, all different, Uncanny Inhumans.
Nice. And you're jumping all in with the Inhumans.
I'm jumping all in. I mean, the thing is, I honestly thought that they were a bunch of boring ass people. Oh my God! It has Captain America in it. Look at that.
Oh, now you care.
Now I definitely care. Oh my goodness. Who is the artist? He's looking good in this. Ooh, okay. All right. Yeah, so this is my pick of the week.
Okay.
Human by
I
Paul
like
Jenkins.
that. So my pick of the
Not
week.
Charles Schul. Yeah.
Cool. My pick of the week is going to also be something that I'm going to read, which is this nice chunky Wolverine versus the Punisher trade. Look at how chunky. Ooh, and it does this.
Oh my god.
You know I like this. This is just full of like some old stories that they did together, some mini series, some modern stuff. It just looks super cool. I got it for stupid cheap at BAM. So that's why I'm reading it. But I like a good bargain, y'all.
Right.
But it looks really fun, and I'm looking forward to it because, look at this. They're going to be fun together.
Absolutely. If there is something that those two people that should be a team up, it's them. So who is it by? Or you said that this is a combination of different.
Yeah, it's like all kinds of stuff. So there's some stuff from 88 in here, the 90s, 2001, some Wolverine the Punisher miniseries. There's tons of those apparently, and they're all just in this little chunky guy. So
can you show me like how the 80s art looks?
Oh yeah. I believe that's some of it.
Oh, okay. It's not too bad.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder myself. And then here's some really older stuff, I guess. But it's not too bad.
Okay. Well, let us know. How do you end up liking it? Because I might actually get that, because those are the two people I kind of like to see. Speaking of Wolverine, there's a podcast of Wolverine the Long Night. Which is a scripted podcast thing. I didn't know
those.
Yeah, so apparently it's like an old-timey, how things were in radio, TV, like comic shows in radio. So they're doing something similar in podcast format, and it's voiced by Richard Armitage, who looks like Hugh Jackman. Like he's like a Hugh Jackman's like kind of offshoot, like spin-off, like and he does a very excellent job. And I heard the first 2 episodes, and it's from the point of view of others, and he kind of makes an appearance every now and then. So far it's pretty good, but yeah, I'll get back to him. It's not my pick of the week. I'm saving it for another time, but I'm just letting you know.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty good. So I think it's in Stitcher Premium.
Okay.
So you have the subscription for it. They also have a lot of other cool podcasts. So, but yeah. All right. Well, that was a very lovely show today. And, thank you for joining us. If you need all these comic books that we talked about, you can find them all at instocktrades.com for up to 42% off. They have damage sales currently ongoing, which is ending today, I believe. That's up to 70% off. A couple of trades from Image is currently as low as 99 cents. So you can go get all of these for, if you get up to $50, you can get free shipping in the United States. We have to talk about Emily, who is awesome and who will probably provide you with the badassest, customer service in this entire galaxy. Top notch, nothing beats that. So yeah, go to instocktrades.com to get all your comic needs. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next Sunday, and hopefully Maddie will be not too jet lagged to join us, because I think she's landing on Saturday. We'll see, but if not, we'll probably get a sneak peek from her at some point as well. All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Enjoy your week. Bye.